Hello students, hope you've gone through the previous lecture that is about the first session of our first unit communication skills, types of communication. In this video, I am discussing the topic second and third session of unit 1, that is feedback in communication and effective communication. These two sessions we will cover in this video. These topics are followed by our types of communication of unit 1. First, we will discuss what is feedback. Basically, feedback means the final result which is received by the receiver whenever he or she receives message from the sender. It is the final phase of communication cycle. It ensures that message is effectively and successfully received by receiver and also interpreted correctly. It means it also ensures the feedback ensures the effectiveness of the message, whether the message is received in proper version or not. This is described by the feedback. The feedback can be given verbally or non-verbally, means the feedback can be done through verbal message or through non-verbal message. Now this is the elements of communication. First is a source. Source, we can also say the source is a sender. Okay, source and sender are same. Whenever through sender the message is transmitted. The message which is transmitted is in the encoded form. This message goes through the channel and that it is decoded and received by the receiver. As soon as the receiver receives the message, it gives the feedback to the sender. That is called feedback in communication. Now we will discuss these elements in brief. What is sender, source? Sender or source is the same person or a communication medium through which the message is passing. Now the message is the another element encoded. The message is in the encoded form. Then the communication channel will come, then decode the message which is received by the receiver and receiver give the feedback. What is sender and source? Who sends the message? What is message? Message is simply the information that is conveyed or sent by the sender. Now, what is encoding? Encoding is basically before communication starts, the message created by the sender by using pictures, words and gestures, etc. These symbols are used to translate the information into a message. So that means the encoded message is start from the sender. It is in the form of picture, word or gesture. Now another element is a communication channel. Communication channel means the medium or a media through which the communication is being placed. For example, air. Air is the best channel of communication through which our voice or the signal which is transmitted by even in the medias can be transmitted and to received by the receiver. Next is decoding. In this process, the receiver converts the symbol encoded by the sender. That means the symbol which is sent by the sender in the encoded form is now converted in the symbol which is understood by the receiver. That is called decoding. In effective communication, when the receiver interprets the message in exactly the same manner as it was intended by sender. That means the effective communication takes place only when the receiver understands the exact message which is sent by the sender. That is called the effective communication. Even effective communication topic we will learn further. Now the next element is receiver. Receiver is the person who receives the message. And the final element is the feedback. Feedback is what? Intimation about the successful delivery of message from receiver. That means when the receiver receives the message which is sent by the sender is delivered successfully to the receiver, then the receiver sends the feedback to the sender that the message is successfully received. That is called the feedback. Okay. Now what are the characteristics of feedback? It should be fair and non-judgmental. It should be sent timely without delay. It should be useful for improving overall communication. And the last one, feedback must be clear and understand easily. These are the characteristics of feedback. Okay. Now there are so many types of feedbacks. There are 6 types. The first is formal feedback. As the name signifies, formal means the feedback which is already predefined. It uses predefined points and has a specific blueprint. It means, what is the meaning of predefined points? Predefined points means, for example, if someone greets you as hello, so that is a formal. Whenever someone sends you a message in hello, so you simply give him reply in hi or hello or how are you. That is known as formal feedback, which is already predefined. That is what is the question and what will be the answer as a result. That is called formal feedback. Now the next type is informal feedback. Informal feedback means the instant comment by the listener or audience. It is like a conversation between two people. It may be of any type. That means what is the question? The answer it depends upon the question which is asked by the sender. That is called informal feedback. Now the next type is descriptive feedback. As the name signifies, descriptive means in the detail. It provides meaningful information in detail and expressive manner. That means the detail which is the answer which is given by the receiver, it should be in the detailed and the meaningful manner. That is called descriptive feedback. Next is non-descriptive feedback. Non-descriptive feedback means it provides specific information but does not give description. It means the information is the specific but not in the detailed format. That is called non-descriptive feedback. These are the 4 points. Now the 5th one is specific feedback. Specific feedback means talks about specific things or points especially. Means if you are discussing upon a topic which is a worldwide topic, for example nowadays it is a corona topic, it is a worldwide topic. So whenever we are talking about on a specific things, so that is called specific feedback. Now the last one is non-specific feedbacks. It means giving general overview or talks about entire things. The topic which is not exactly the essential for anyone, that is called the non-specific feedback. So these 6 are the types of feedback. Okay, this is all about your feedback and communication, the 2nd session. Now I am discussing the 3rd session, which is effective communication. As you know, what is effective communication? Effective communication means the message which is sent by the sender and exactly received by the receiver, and the receiver gives the feedback immediately. That is known as effective communication. Example, two-way communication process where both parties means the sender which is sending the message and the receiver, the person who is receiving the message, have right to express their message, opinion and facts. Means both have a liberty to speak on any topic, to speak about their expressions, their feelings or affect. That is known as effective communication. Effective communication can happen if we follow the basic principles of professional communication skills. Actually, in effective communication, there are 7 C's, which is abbreviated as 7 C's. One is clear, second is concise, third is concrete, fourth is correct, next is coherent, then complete and courteous. These 7 C's are the basic element of effective communication. Now, we'll discuss these C's in brief. The first is clear. Clear means the message should be in clear format. Be clear about what you want to say. The sender, what he wants to say, the message should be in the clear form. The second C is concise. Concise means the use simple word and say only what is needed. That means the message should be simple and has only enough information which is needed, not the much information. That is called concise. Third is concrete. Concrete means use exact word and phrases. That is what we can use the exact word and phrases. That is called concrete. That is the third C. Now the fourth C, use correct spelling, language and grammar. That means the correct means the sender who is sending the message use the correct spellings or a language and the grammar should be correct. The fifth C is coherent. Coherent means your word should make sense and should be related to the main topic. It is like concrete only. Coherent means the word which the sender is speaking should have a proper sense and it must be related to the main topic. The sixth C is complete. Complete means the information which you send in, it should be completed. The message is not be incomplete. And the last one is the courteous. Courteous means be respectful, friendly and honest. Means the sender should be respectful for the receiver. He must have a respect of receiver, may be friendly with the speaker and the honest with the speaker. So that 7 C's are the main element of effective communication. If someone follows these 7 C's principle, then the message or a communication should be very much effective. Okay, now the next topic is barriers to effective communication. Barriers means there are so many hurdles, so many problems in our effective communication. Sometimes we are not able to communicate clearly because of barrier that stop us to sharing and understanding message. We are discussing some of the barrier. First is a language. Language is a very common barrier, as if someone belongs to India and the another one belongs to China. So the Indian one who is know the Hindi only and the Chinese who has the knowledge of Mandarin only want to interact with each other. So there is a barrier of language because the Indian cannot understand the Mandarin and the Chinese cannot understand the Hindi. That is called the language barrier. Second is visual perception. Visual perception means is the brain ability to make sense of what we see through our eyes. For example, completing partially drawn picture with visual perception, whereas they may be something else. For example, if we are watching some picture, so we have some perception before what about the picture is. Basically, it was not the same as we are thinking. That is called visual perception. Next is past experience. That is a very big barrier in the effective communication. Past experience means if we have a perception to someone that he or she is not good, so we cannot get a proper communication with his or her person because of this past experience. So that is also a big barrier in our effective communication. Next is Prejudice, that is fixed ideas such as thinking no one in my class likes me. For example, if you have a thinking that nobody likes you, then you have a same strategy will follow to other student, and you cannot communicate to other student openly in your class. Feelings is one another barrier. If our feelings and emotions such as lack of interest or not trusting the other person affect communication. For example, if I'm not feeling well, therefore I don't want to talk. That is a feeling. That is also a barrier in effective communication. Next is the environmental barrier. That is noise or disturbance in the surrounding may make communication difficult. For example, if we are talking to a friend in a function where there is a loud music being played by orchestra, so that is also a barrier in the communication, because your friend cannot able to hear what you are speaking. Next is personal factor. The personal factor is include your own feelings, habits and ways of thinking. It is same of past experience or a perception. Next is cultural barrier. Cultural barrier means the sign which we have different meaning in different culture. For example, we are taking, if we are showing a thumb, it means good job, but in some people it may be insulting to other people. So that is a cultural barrier. It is also a barrier in effective communication. Now, how can we handle these barriers? We can handle these barriers by follow these things. First, engage in face-to-face interaction. What is face-to-face interaction means? As we also covered in the previous lecture, whenever we talking to someone, we have the eye contact to the another person to whom we are talking. So that is called engage in face-to-face interaction. So that can a handling barrier technique. If we are eye contact with another person, so the another person will give response or communication effectively. Next is reduce or eliminate distraction around. If there is distraction between our people, so we can reduce the distraction. For example, in a party, if there is a loud music, so you can go out from the party to ask something or to communicate. That is called reduce or eliminate distraction. Next is try to access the need of receiver. That is the main thing. If you know what is the need of receiver, then you will speak only about that need. Sharpen your active listening skills. That is also a point of handling barrier is you have to sharpen your active listening. If you have an active listener, then the sender will give the proper information and the receiver receives the information very clearly. Next is soften your tone and language. Means whenever you speak, whenever you communicate with another person, you have to soften your tone and you have to talk in a sophisticated manner with proper language. The next is encourage feedback. Encourage feedbacks means whenever you speak something, so you just encourage the receiver that he or she will respond your question whether by the verbal communication or by the non-verbal, like the nodding his head or by the nodding her neck, etc. This is called encourage feedback. So these are the barriers, handling barriers techniques in effective communication. That's all for this two session we have completed here. One was feedback in communication and second was your element in communication. Hope you understand all the effective communication and the two session about one about the effective communication and another one the feedback of the communication. Now in next slide we will discuss our fourth session, that is writing skills. Okay, thank you so much.